Hi friends, back today with another video of course, and today we're going to be coloring Heaven's World of Princesses special. And this is exciting because this is my first Coloring Heaven magazine, and I'm also doing this for Color and Chat with Sammy's hashtag Get Your Coloring Heaven On for Instagram. So let's get started. Let's see, we have this is a Blick Studio brush marker, and it's in the color 242, which is shortbread. And I looked up some pictures of, this is a 15th century princess. So I looked up some pictures of 15th century princesses before I got started so I could have an idea of like what color her dress would be and stuff. And what I know for sure is that this pattern on her dress is definitely gold. And I think the background is going to be like a coral color. I'm trying to like reach back in my memory for those old Blackadder episodes. if you've ever watched like public television here in the US, or if you watch BBC America, probably I'm sure they have Blackadder episodes. It's a comedy with Rowan Atkinson, and it kind of spans through the generations of his family. So like each season is basically like a different period in history. Like it starts out I think in the 14th century, and he's a character in like medieval times basically, and then as it goes on, it goes all the way to World War II. So it's basically like his you get to see his ancestors, and it's kind of goofy in a good way, of course. You might know Rowan Atkinson from Mr. Bean as well. He's Mr. Bean. But yeah, I was trying to think of like in that show, like the time period that Queen Elizabeth had, like in the show, the dresses she wears. Or like I think her name in the show is Queenie. But yeah, I love her. I love that character. It's so funny. I love British comedies in general, like the older British comedies, because those are the ones that I like grew up on watching. So like I love Red Dwarf and Keeping Up Appearances and Are You Being Served? Which at this point are over 30 years old for sure, like 70s, 80s. But me and my sister used to like watch those all the time in the summer when school was out. Because we didn't have, well, this is not the only reason, but we didn't have cable when I was a little kid. And we watched a lot of public TV, which is good. We watched a lot of cooking shows. Which is funny because I don't cook now, but I love to watch cooking shows. I have since I was a kid, but I do not cook at all. I'm a terrible cook. Don't ask me to cook. It won't come out well. I am not afraid to tell you that. We're going to color our hands down here. Sorry for the shadow, guys. I thought I'd use the palest color I have because in the 15th century, pale is the new tan. Which is fine with me. That's like my motto now. We used to also watch soap operas, me and my sister, during the summer. Did you guys have like a soap opera you watched when you were younger or even now? I don't know if they film now because of the virus, but that used to be a really big deal in my house. We watched Another World and Days of Our Lives, and those are like the only two, I think. But yeah, we used to be really invested in this. So I'm going to pick out a color for her hair, which I know I want it to be brunette, but I'm just trying to figure out like what color. Brunette. Alright, we're looking for Y63 in the Calumet markers. So here is Y63, and it is, oh, it's upside down. It is potato brown. Man. I am tired today. It's my own fault though, because I stayed up way too late last night playing Final Fantasy XIV. It's one of those things where I like just lost track of time completely because I was really focused on what I was doing. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I think I have. My sister, my brother-in-law, me, and my brother-in-law's youngest brother play Final Fantasy together every weekend. And it's really fun. So I just try to make sure like that I play a little, you know, beforehand at least once throughout the week so that my character has gained experience, you know. I'm trying to see where she's got like a headpiece on. I think it's just like interwoven in her hair. I don't think it's like a... It's not a tiara for sure. It's like one of those, Do you guys remember the movie, Princess Bride? From the 80s. It's like, Princess Buttercup's, little headpiece she wears when Prince Humperdinck introduces her. I think, is that it, or is that the... No, it's when she gets married, I think. That's what the little beads in her hair remind me of. I love that movie. That's another movie me and my sister grew up watching a lot. It's on Disney Plus right now, actually. If you have never seen it. Or if you have seen it and you just want to watch it. For old time's sake. The sun just cannot decide what it wants to do right now. That's too much of a shadow. Kinda is. I'm afraid if I turn the light off though that it'll be too dark because the sun is not out today. I don't know why I'm trying so hard not to color over the beads. It doesn't matter because I'm going to go over it with the gel pen. Being a little too cautious. So always remember with alcohol markers, with the exception of marker paper or Bristol board, they usually go down a little darker and they dry lighter. So don't be worried if you put marker down on paper, especially paper that has a black background. Don't be worried if you put it down and it has a weird look to it at first. When it dries, it'll dry less mottled and more solid. I'm gonna try not to color the bigger gems because I just want to make sure everything shows up alright. Which is why I'm not doing this with the chisel tip, because, I want to err on the side of caution a little. But this paper is really nice. I enjoy it. One thing I will say, I prefer a brush tip over a chisel tip or a bullet nib. It's not a huge deal, but to me there definitely is a difference in the way the color, I think the color lays down more evenly if you have a brush tip, which is probably why artists prefer it, because it makes their work look nicer, just, when you don't have to keep going over the same spot, kind of. But this paper is nice because it doesn't feather. The ink doesn't feather. So that's good. I can't tell if this is a gem or if it's her hair. I think it's her hair. It's really dark today. I don't know. It's just the sun is not cooperating. It's like one of those things where we're in that time of year in this part of the country where it's like the sun can't decide what it wants to do. Does it want to go behind the clouds or come out and say hello? Oh man. Sorry for all the sighing, guys. So what have you guys been up to? Have you been coloring anything awesome lately? Has anybody started coloring in the new Hannah Carl's on? I know some people got their Camilla D'Errico books early, which is cool. Because I don't think it was supposed to come out until October or September. But it's, the name of the book is Cute and Creepy. And I really like it. I've seen a flip through of it. I think it was Color Me Stress Free did a flip through of it. I can't remember. I think it was her. She has a really awesome channel, coloring channel here on YouTube. That's Color Me Stress Free. Color with a U. Something about coloring with markers, huh? It's super relaxing. The only thing I don't like is sometimes when you color, well, a lot of times when you color on marker paper, the marker is kind of squeaky. That can get really annoying. But it's very satisfying because it's unlike water-based markers. There are no streaks really, you know. It's very like solid color. I'm gonna do these little wisps of hair on the side right here in pencil because they're too small to get with the marker. Color in her eyebrows. I'm a natural redhead and my eyebrows are the same color as my hair, which means that they're very light, like you can barely see them. They're there, you just can't see them very well. Which is fine with me actually, because I think if they were darker, it would look funny on me personally. You know what I mean? I know there are natural redheads that have darker eyebrows. I just, for some reason, I got like camouflage eyebrows. It's too funny. Okay, so I forgot about her eye color. Let's see. I put my color chart book here to keep this side of the book down, but it's also kind of handy. Alright. I'm gonna give her darker brown eyes, I think. Alright, we're looking for Y934 in the Cali Art 100 set. So here it is. Y934, which is brown. Apparently, they're reaching for their French roots there. We're gonna color in her pupils too, I think. I'm not quite sure how we'll do that, but I'm kind of bad at like figuring out where that is. But we'll do it somehow, I don't know. Maybe we'll just leave it like it is. No, actually, let's not leave it because it looks funny. It looks really funny. Makes her look part alien. Alright. This is just plain old black. She looks better. She looks like a human now. Oh, too funny. Okay, let's see. For her lips. You don't want to give her like too dark of a color. Let's try R501, which is like a really light pink. Here it is. And this one is pale cherry pink. I don't know if you guys are able to see that. Oh, there it is. Pale cherry pink. Because we're going to go over her lips with colored pencils, so we don't want to pick too dark of a color. Because we want the colored pencil to show up well. Alright, let's see. It's a little spotty up here. Excuse me. That might dry funny, but it's okay. I think we're gonna save the gel pen for last because it smears. And I have a tendency to put my hand right in it. So we'll save gel pen for last. And let's see, on her, this is a Prismacolor brush marker. And this is cream, and it is PB23. Oh, it's stuck. Oh wait, I'm trying to pull off the wrong end of the marker. Oh, there it is. So we're gonna make her collar this cream color. Now you guys can see, I don't know if you guys can see or not, but there are little diamonds on her collar. And I might put those in with stickles, or I might leave them alone. I'm leaning towards leaving them alone because if I have a feeling if I try to put stickles on those like little tiny areas, it's gonna be kind of hard for me to like control the stickles, so I might just leave it as it is. Haven't used stickles in a while. I went through like a big stickles phase. I love how sparkly stickles are. The one that I always buy, the color that I always buy is the diamond color, which is just kind of like a clear color. So it goes over everything. I'm not really into like the colored stickles, but I think they're really pretty. But like for the way I color and stuff, and I think it's better to just have the diamond ones. I'd like to also try the gold one. One of the gold ones. Excuse me. I had cereal this morning and it's like kind of stuck in my throat. guys doing this weekend? Do you have some plans? Or are you just staying inside? I'm just staying inside this weekend. I don't have any errands to run, so just staying inside. Alright. It's easier to see sometimes. If you take your hand away and take a minute, give it the once over. Okay. You know, we should probably color right here, and because that's her skin. I'm pretty sure that's her skin. I don't know, it's hard to tell because every one of the pictures I looked at was slightly different. But I'm going to go ahead and assume this is her skin. Alright, let's see. So, this part, which is jewelry, this is gold. And I think, and this part is, at least this part right here, the little stripes on her shoulder, that's usually gold too. I think what I'm going to do, since I'm going to just go over the gold part with like gold gel pen, is just color her like body the color of the background and not worry about getting in like all the little areas right here. I think that would be best. You know what, let's go ahead and do like her cuffs at the bottom right here. While I have the cream uncapped, because it is definitely hard to get the caps off these Prismacolor markers. They are on there tight. They don't want them to dry out for sure. Alright. Also, I wanted to recommend that if you're looking for a cheaper alternative to Copic markers, Prismacolor markers are, in my opinion, the next best thing. Also, usually when you buy them, they're not like locked up. You know, the singles are just open, so you can take them out and test them if you want. I get my Prismacolor markers open stock from Hobby Lobby, but I know Michaels also has them if you're in the US, and also Blick has them online, and a lot of places have them. So go, and especially Michaels or Hobby Lobby, go and check, because the Copic ones are usually locked in a case, or at least the sets are, so it makes it harder to to know if that's really the color you want ahead of time, you know. So I always go for Prismacolor for the most part, unless I've seen somebody swatch out a Copic. Like those last two Copics that I got in my last haul, I bought those Copics because I've seen somebody use them in person, so I know how they look, which is always helpful, because otherwise you end up making the mistake I made, which was when I got this one, which is Shortbread, one of the new colors in the Blick line. When I saw it swatched on Heidi's coloring channel here on YouTube, to me it looked way, 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 way darker. Like on my TV, it looked like this one. Like it looked like this Copic, which is E33 sand, and it's not close. So always see if you can either find a color chart or somebody swatch them out, like a photo of someone's color chart, like on Pinterest, or if you've tried them out in person, because they can look different. Okay, let's see. I think we're gonna do, this is 14 Vermilion in the Limoche markers for her dress. There's a lot of coral going on with these dresses, and this is pretty close. It might look a tad orange on camera, but to me it's very like pinky red orange in person, which is kind of what coral is. The only part I'm going to be careful about is her jewelry draped around her neck. But otherwise, we're just going to color it in like normal. And one good thing about this paper, because it's not Create Space, so it doesn't like suck the ink up as bad, is that it doesn't feather, so you can get in to really tight spaces and not have to worry about it bleeding into the thing next to it, which is fine. Even if it did that, it's fine, because we're going to use gel pen over it. But still, you know, not over the whole part of the necklace, but over a lot of it. You'll see. Can you imagine how heavy this necklace must have been or this jewelry must have been, because I'm sure it was solid gold. So it must have been really heavy. So not only did she have to wear big heavy jewelry, but she had like 6 layers underneath her dress. There was like a corset and a hoop. Makes me glad I don't live in that timeline. Especially like, also when I think of like Victorian dresses, like even though they're really gorgeous, like I could not imagine wearing all of that. Like, you know, it was super heavy. It was also probably wool in most cases. No, thank you. Especially with not as hot as it gets around here. If you see any other spots, you know, little spots that I'm not coloring in, it's because I'm going to go back with the bullet tip and go in those spaces. Color down here somewhere. I tend to like get a little carried away in one area. Again, it doesn't bother me too much if it streaks or whatever. Not on this paper. The only time it ever really bugs me is if it's on like crease-based paper, because then I feel like I have to be like really like speedy about it. Like, oh my gosh, hurry up, it's gonna streak. It's gonna look ugly. Even though most of the time I don't notice that in other people's pictures, so I know I'm probably just thinking about it too much. I don't think other people notice that a bunch either. But you know, we are our own worst critics, so. Alright, let's pull out the fine tip so we can go over the little tiny spaces. Alright, and we're also going to do like this decorative part on her sleeve, coral as well, and then like I said earlier, do the stripes gold. And these images in this book are kind of like light grayscale. So when we use our pencil, we know where to put our shadows, our darker color. And if you're having trouble with grayscale, like discerning what colors go where, just remember, no matter what colors you pick, they just have to, you put the darker colors on the shadows, and then you go progressively lighter and lighter. You put the lighter colors on the places where there are little or no shadows. And shadows on grayscale are usually a darker gray or black, almost a black. Let me go ahead and kind of pull my hand away so you can see. She looks good so far. We're kind of just in her beginning stages. Once we add the pencil, she'll really start to come together. At first I wasn't sure if I was going to add pencil because it's kind of a light grayscale, so it's not really needed. Like, it looks fine with marker. But I was like, you know what? If we're gonna do this, let's do it all the way. You know what I mean? Let's pull out our pencils. Because pencils always help. I think we're gonna save most of the shading for her dress though, because I'm only gonna put a little bit of shading on her face. I don't like to go too overboard because I'm not super great at blending skin tones into marker even, so less is more in my case. I was thinking about buying some Pebbles chalk, which is, it's basically chalk pastel in like little pans, and it comes with a little applicator. It's not as creamy as pan pastels, because I think pan pastels have like an oil base to them, which is why they're so creamy. This is just regular old chalk pastel that's already been kind of pressed into a pan. But I haven't pulled the trigger because I don't relish the idea of having to use a fixative. But I may. I think it was Dee Dee who said in one of her live streams one time that the non-workable fixative is less smelly than the workable fixative. So I might have to keep that in mind. Probably not too much, not a huge difference between the two, but enough, you know what I mean? I definitely spray it outside. It's funny because I grew up, when I took art classes in school and stuff, I didn't know fixative was a thing until I got into adult coloring and like art related things as an adult, because as a kid in school they used to always use hairspray. And I know some people say like, oh, hairspray's bad for drawing, like it doesn't last the same way, but I still have a chalk pastel drawing I did 20 years ago that was sealed with hairspray that's perfectly fine. It hasn't changed at all. So Aqua Net is apparently a really good fixative. Aqua Net is just as smelly as like Krylon fixative though. Believe me. You still have to go outside when you spray the hairspray. Especially that Aqua Net, man. That stuff. Whew. That stuff is really smelly. That was popular back in the 80s when like women used to, and men too, used to like shellac their hair to their head. My sister, when my sister was like 14, 15, she used to go in our bathroom. We shared a bathroom, and she used to go in the bathroom every morning before school when she got ready and just spray just her entire head, but especially her bangs, like, because that was the style, to have like really stiff, like teased bangs. And it was like there was so much hairspray residue like on the counter and the toilet was like right next to the counter, so like it would hit the toilet seat too, and the toilet seat was like rough from all the the hairspray residue from her like spraying her hair every morning. Oh my gosh, so funny. She used to also put like sleep with rollers in her hair, and those like regular like pink rollers, but then also like the blue ones that were like twisty. I don't know, they were like long like this, and they just were like bendy and stuff. I forgot what they're called. She had so many like curlers and stuff in her hair. It's really funny. It's funny because now, as an adult, like, she does not care about that stuff anymore. She used to put on like tons of makeup as a teenager, you know, because like heavy makeup was like the thing back then too. So she went from like bunch of hairspray, bunch of rollers, bunch of makeup to like no rollers, no makeup. She doesn't blow dry her hair even a lot of times. She just brushes it. And it's so funny how as you get older your certain priorities change, you know. Got other like important things to do, work, kids, and stuff like that. But we still laugh at those old pictures because she never went anywhere without her makeup. Like I have a picture of her, and she's gardening outside, and she has on a full face of makeup, like lipstick, everything, while she's gardening, because she never did anything without her makeup on. So funny. And it's funny because I like makeup, but I was never like so into it that I had to do it like before school or whatever every time like she did. I wear it sometimes, but definitely not all the time. I definitely don't wear it now. I'm just kind of like, whatever. But I do like makeup. It's funny. I love mascara and eyeshadow, lipstick. Mostly though, like if I was gonna put on makeup, I'd put on mascara and eyeliner. I like eye makeup. It just never became a habit for me, so yeah, wasn't that big a deal. I love watching like beauty gurus on YouTube do their makeup. I think it's like magic, especially like contouring. Contouring is witchcraft. Like that is it's amazing. It's amazing what you can do with makeup. I might have to take a little coffee break in a second. I'm sure my coffee is like cold. That's okay. It's what happens when you get into what you're coloring. You're like, oh yeah, I made coffee, or oh yeah, I have tea. Like, you just completely forget. Or if you're like me, you start blabbing and you also forget. Alright. And if you're curious, this is my coffee. It's a Dunkin' Donuts vanilla latte. Not as good as some places, but it does the job. I think the vanilla syrup that there's a local place here that makes really good lattes, and there's of course Starbucks makes a good latte. I think the vanilla syrup that those two places uses is better than Dunkin' Donuts, but Dunkin' Donuts, like coffee that you buy in the store, I love the cinnamon roll Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I don't know if y'all have ever had it. Y'all need to try it because it's amazing. What I always do is, like, I know most people love pumpkin spice, but I'm not a fan of it. So instead what I do is I buy, during like the holidays and stuff, I buy Dunkin' Donuts cinnamon roll coffee, and also I put French vanilla coffee mate creamer in it, and it is so good. It's my favorite thing. So if you're not like a huge pumpkin spice fan, try the Dunkin' Donuts cinnamon roll coffee with the French vanilla creamer, because it's really good. And the cinnamon roll coffee is not like a seasonal thing. It's available all year round, so. Just occurred to me, I don't think my paper is far enough down right here. Can you guys see it? It's okay, it's just the same color. You didn't miss much. I put like coral right there, and I probably should have put skin tone, but that's okay. That's okay. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah, we have to do this part. Completely forgot about that. I was about to say, oh, we're done with that. Nope. Not close. We're still gonna go over this part. So once I finish this right here, these two like ruffles on her shoulders, we're gonna stop for today, and then I'm gonna do a part 2, and we're gonna do the gel pen and the color pencil. And I know we still have to color in her fingernails too. I just haven't done it because I can't think of a good color right now. I really like this color for her dress. I have like also another Limouche marker next to me that's a darker color, just in case. I thought I might need it, but I don't think so. Oh, did y'all hear that? That was my shoulder popping. Alright. She looks so nice. I like her. What do you guys think? Does she look good so far? She's got a shadow back here behind her, but I think I'll just leave that gray. But yeah, she looks really good. So we'll continue on part 2. And we'll do like color pencil. And then also we'll do some like gold gel pen accents. Or we might also do gold Wink of Stella. That might also be really cool for her dress and her jewelry and stuff like that. So I'll see you guys in part 2. Thanks for watching. Bye.